Quick look at what's going on in the Chicago housing market. Let's look at what's happening in downtown Chicago. This week in the Chicago housing market, I'd like to talk a lot about single family homes. It seems to be where the action is right now. Let's look at median sales price for homes in the Lincoln Park, Lakeview, North Center, and Westtown neighborhoods. Those are really the core of where single family homes are located in downtown Chicago. And you can see that the highest priced neighborhood is Lincoln Park here in the red. A median priced home there is $1,685,000. 10 years ago, you would pay about $1,315,000 for a single family. Lakeview, the median sales price is $1,375,000. 10 years ago, it was $1,053,000. We saw more of an increase in North Center. Today, homes are $1,200,000 versus $77.95, and at Westtown, $1,011,000 versus $600,000 10 years ago. Now, the more up-and-coming neighborhoods are just outside of that core: Logan Square, Lincoln Square, Avondale, and Albany Park. Now, Lincoln Square used to 10 years ago be the more preferred neighborhood of the four. However, Logan Square has gotten hot, primarily because of people wanting to live around the blue line. So Logan Square homes today are $899,900, followed closely by Lincoln Square at $871,000. Avondale today, a median priced home is $561,500, but $223,000 10 years ago. So boy, you've doubled your money in Avondale. Albany Park, $480,000, almost $481,000. 10 years ago, it was $210,000. Month supply of homes for sale, as you've heard over and over again, there aren't many homes on the market. Today, it takes less than 2 months to sell a single family home in Lincoln Park, all the homes that are on the market right now. And if you're in North Center, less than 1 month is all it takes to sell everything, given the current rate of sale. So the supply of homes, as you would guess, is even less in the upcoming neighborhoods. North Center, Avondale, Albany Park, Logan Square were under 2 months as well. And let's look at volume year to date, single family homes. Now we're switching areas. We're going to talk about the North Chicago Township, which is basically near North and Lincoln Park. And then there's the Lakeview Township that you see in the blue here, and that is from Fullerton to Devon. So all the way up the Lakeshore Drive area, from Lake Michigan west to Western Avenue. So year to date, January through March is where you're seeing these numbers, up 26% in volume, 177.5 million versus last year, January through March. But that was up 82% versus the year before. So 77 million in single family home sales in 2020, January through March, versus 177.5 this year to date. If you look at the single family homes in Lakeview, $146 million worth of homes sold. Granted, it's only up 3.2% versus previous year first quarter. However, that was up 30% versus the year before. So strong sales. All right, let's switch to condominiums. Same areas, North Chicago. This is really where the bulk of condominiums are in downtown Chicago, near North and Lincoln Park. And you'll see 622.9 million sold in 22. And that is over 469 million year before, which was up 16% versus 2020 first quarter. First quarter 2022 in Lakeview, condo sales of 394 million is up 3.4%, but that was up 54% versus the previous year. All right, let's look at days on market until sale. Right now, it's 63 days to get a condominium sold versus 53 days to get a single family home sold. And this is for all of the Midwest real estate data. Now, significantly less than 2020, where it was 91 days or 109 days. How much does a home sell as a percent of list price? Well, in March of this year, 99.2% if it's a single family and 99.1% if it's a condominium. In January of 2014, there was a statistic created called the Showing Time Index. They looked at the number of showings that occurred on all the properties in January of 2014, and they called that a baseline of 100. As of this year in February, The number of showings on properties was up to 252 on the index, or up 152% versus the number of showings that occurred in January of 2014. And you can see it's significantly higher than last year during this time, which was so strong, significantly higher than the year before. So our market is very strong, lots going on. Number of showings per listing. This shows the various neighborhoods: North Center, Avondale, Albany Park, and Logan Square. And whereas they were higher in the month of March, they were down. Each of them was under 10 showings. Is this indicative of properties going under the contract faster or fewer buyers looking? Hard to say. As you know, interest rates are ticking up a little bit. Right now, we're enjoying the surge of buyers trying to get in there and lock in their homes and lock in their rates before rates go up too much more. But don't worry, what we're going to see is a stabilization of sales, more of a normalization off of this free fall of properties going here, there, and everywhere. So we're not going to see any big change, but rather just maybe a little bit of a slowing over the next few months. But certainly, if you're in the market to buy a single family home or a condominium in downtown Chicago, it's certainly a great time to think about buying. Rental rates are through the roof. Purchase mortgage rates are still at a good number, still at a historically good amount of a rate. So please, if you're thinking about buying a home, reach out to me. I'm Ann Rossley with Beard and Warner. Let's connect.